Yes, good morning to one and all. Today we will see the what are the various factors related to the power system one. Last class we have seen that the basic introduction of the first unit and electrical power system, and also we have seen that the structure of electrical power system. Okay, and also we have just mm, given the introductory part of different terms used in electrical power system, and also we have studied the various voltage levels of electrical power system for which the various types of consumers are connected. Okay, so today we will see the what are the various factors related to the electrical power system one, which is helpful to understand the economic aspect of electrical power system one. So we will see what are the various terms which is used in electrical power system one. Okay, so connected load, maximum demand, demand factor. These are the basic terms used in electrical power system. So connected load is nothing but what? It is the sum of continuous rating of the entire load consuming apparatus connected to the a system. So connected load is nothing but what? It is the sum of continuous rating of entire load, which is going to connected across the electrical supply system. ओके, तर कनेक्टेड लोड म्हणजे काय असतो की कनेक्टेड लोड हे एक ॲडिशन असते कुणाची, जेवढे काही इक्विपमेंट इलेक्ट्रिकल पॉवर सिस्टमच्या अक्रॉस कनेक्टेड आहेत, म्हणजे जे की इलेक्ट्रिकल पॉवर इन कन्झ्युम करणार आहेत त्यांच्या कंटिन्युअस रेटिंगची जर आपण ॲडिशन केली तर आपल्याला कनेक्टेड लोड मिळतो. ओके, then maximum demand. So maximum demand is what? So maximum demand is nothing but the installation in an installation or a system, the greatest of all the demands that have occurred during a given period. Okay, so maximum demand is nothing but what? It is the largest or greatest demand which is come on the supply system during a given time period. Okay, suppose we consider a 24-hour given period. Okay, into that, if we consider at morning from 9 a.m. to 11 a.m. Suppose a 60 watt load is coming on station, and from 9 a.m. to 12 there is a suppose 150 watt load is coming on the station. From 12 p.m. to 6 p.m. there is a 760 watt load is there, and from 6 p.m. And that is from evening to up to 8 p.m. night, there will be a load decrease in load, so it will be a 300 watt. Okay, and from 9 p.m. to 12 midnight it will be a small load. Okay, suppose it will be a 150 watt. So if we observe that during a given time period, means what, in a 24 hours, 760 it is the maximum or greatest value of the demand that is occurred during the 12 p.m. to 6 p.m. Okay, so this is nothing but the maximum demand. Okay, so then we will see the what are the what is the demand factor. Okay, so demand factor is nothing but what? It is the ratio of peak demand to the connected load. Okay, demand factor, it is the ratio. Okay, so ratio is nothing but it is the division of two equal quantities. Okay, so demand factor, it can be defined as it is the ratio of maximum demand to connected load. Okay, from the above two definition we will come to know what is meant by the maximum demand and what is meant by the connected load. Okay, so if we know the maximum demand and connected load for a given time period, we can easily find out the demand factor of that particular system for a given time period. Okay, so if it is observed that the maximum demand during a given time period, it is always lesser than that of the connected load across the supply system. So if we observe that demand factor, it is the ratio maximum demand to connected load. If the numerator of the ratio is smaller than that of the denominator, means what, the ratio of these two terms will be lesser than that of the one, or sometimes it may be equal to 1. Okay, so remember this point, the demand factor, it can be less than or equal to 1. So remember this point, demand factor is very important as point of MCQ examination. Okay, in a MCQ they will ask you the value of the demand factor is equal to 1, option number A, less than 1, or option number 3, less than or equal to 1, and fourth one, greater than 1. So we have to select the appropriate option from the given option. So it will be a C, that is what, it can be a less than 1 or equal to 1. So we will see the next terms which is used in an electrical power system, that is what the diversity factor. Okay, so diversity factor means what? Diversity factor, it is also a ratio of individual maximum demand to a maximum demand to the whole power system. Okay, suppose in this case we have to consider a 2 3 suppose we have to consider a colony. In that colony, an individual house having their different maximum demand, their individual maximum demand is different. Okay, but that particular colony having the mm, mm, entire maximum demand, okay, for a in that total colony. So if we take the ratio of sum of individual maximum demand of all the houses present inside that colony to the maximum demand of that entire colony, okay, then we will get the diversity factor of that particular colony. So see over here, the demand factor is nothing but what? It is the sum of individual maximum demand to maximum demand of entire group. Okay, so see over here, as we have seen a one example of a colony. In a colony having a different number of houses, okay, we say suppose 15 houses is there. 15 houses having their individual maximum demand is different. If we take the addition of them, we will get the numerator of the diversity factor. And if we observe that the maximum demand of that entire colony for a given time period, if you take the ratio of these two terms, that is what, the sum of individual maximum demand of all the 15 houses present inside the colony to the maximum demand of that entire colony, we will get the diversity factor. Okay, so it is always greater than 1. Why? Because means what, the maximum demand of entire group, maximum demand of entire group or that particular entire colony is always lesser than that of the sum of individual maximum demand of that total colony. So numerator is greater and denominator of the ratio is lesser, means what, the uh, ratio will be always greater than 1. Okay, so remember this point. Diversity factor, it will be um, it should be a minimum. Okay, but it is always greater than 1, but it should be a lesser than 1. Okay, so remember this point. Diversity factor is very important as a point of examination. You will get one numerical on this one, and also you will get the MCQ. Okay, and sometimes it will be asked like this: define diversity factor and explain the diversity factor with the example. Okay, in this case we have to give the example also, or like a colony and all. Okay, and we have to write this explanation. Then load factor. Okay, load factor, that is what the third another factor of the power system one, or the power system, that is what the load factor. Okay, so load factor means what? A load factor, it will going to determine the capability of the load utilization, that is how long it is utilizing the power. Okay, from the load factor we will get the idea how long we can utilizing the power. Okay, means what, the load factor, it will use the idea capability of load utilization, capability of load utilization. The load factor for a load is high if it is switched on for most of time and is less when it is off for a most of time. Means what, if the load is continuously on for a long time and it should be off for a short time, in this case we will get the load factor is high. Okay, so the load factor for a load is high if the switched on for a most of time and is less when it is off for a most of time. ओके. म्हणजे लोड हा बऱ्याच वेळेला चालू असला पाहिजे आणि ते लोड हा ऑफ असला पाहिजे फॉर स्मॉल टाइम पिरियडसाठी. ओके. सो लोड फॅक्टर इज like this. Okay, next we will see the exact definition of the load factor. The definition goes like this: it is the ratio of average load to maximum load. Okay, so although this is not the exact definition, the exact definition is the ratio of energy consumed to the maximum energy it can be consumed. Okay, suppose we have to consider a one colony. Similarly, we have taken example while understanding of a diversity factor. Okay, average load we have to calculate. Okay, and maximum load also we have to calculate. Then we can find out the load factor. Okay, so average load, how it will be found? Average load is nothing but what? It is the um, uh, summation of all the load coming on the station into give into for that particular time period that load is going to on. Okay, suppose we have a 10 systems. Okay, into that one system is operated for the 20 watt for a 2 hours. Okay, so the similarly for all system we have to take the product of their wattage rating into the use of time. Okay, so we will get the average load, and if we observe that the maximum demand or maximum load of that entire 10 system, and if we take the average of these two, sorry, ratio of these two, we will get the load factor. Okay, so a consumer is always defined by his load factor. Okay, a consumer is always defined by his load factor. Okay, so average load divided by maximum load. Okay, so load factor is always greater than 1. Okay, remember this point: load factor is always greater than 1. Okay, whenever a power plant is constructed, it is designed to serve the maximum demand of consumer. Okay, maximum demand of consumer. Okay, remember this point. Then plant utilization utility factor. Okay, the plant utility factor or plant use factor is the ratio of the time that a piece of equipment is in use to the total time that could be in use. Okay, so if we try to meaning this statement means what? Suppose we have a one equipment, it is working for the 3 hours, but that equipment should work for a suppose 6 hour. So if we take the ratio of these two, we will get the plant utilization factor of that particular system. Okay, 3 by 6 means what? 3 by 6 means what? 1 by 2 means what? 0.5. If we multiply with 100, we will get the 50%. Okay, so plant utility factor means what? Suppose we have a one hydroelectric power plant, it is working for the suppose 18 hours, but our plant that should be work for the 24 hours. If we take the ratio of 18 hours divided by 24, you will get the plant utility factor or plant utilization factor or plant use factor of that hydroelectric power plant. If we found the ratio of 18 by 24, we will get the plant use factor. Okay, so it is often averaged over a time in the definition such that the ratio becomes the amount of energy used divided by maximum possible to be used. These definitions are equivalent. Yes or no? Suppose if we consider the load, okay, that particular load is operating for the 4 hours suppose, and that load should operate for the 10 hours. If we consider the energy consumption during 4 hours and energy consumption during the total 10 hours, if we taken the ratio of these two terms means what? Energy consumed uh, during the 4 hours in kilowatt hour to the energy consumed in a 10 hours in kilowatt hour. If we're taking the ratio of these two terms, you will get the utilization factor or use factor of that particular uh, plant, okay, a particular hydroelectric power plant or particular load, okay. So these are the various useful formulas are used for in a power system, okay. So I have summarized that one. You have a look on this slide, you will get the formula for the load factor. We will get the different formulas for the load factor, okay. Average load to the maximum load, okay. It is a simple and common formula for the load factor, and the load factor can also be defined like this. It is ratio of average load into the time of utilization or time duration for which that particular load is coming on the station, divided by maximum demand into time, okay. So that time will get cancelled, we will get the simple things, okay. So load factor is also can be defined as generated units to the maximum demand into time, okay. So how, why this formula is given over here, or how it will be having the meaning, okay. So generated units. Generated unit means what? Generated unit is nothing but the total energy consumed by the particular load for a given time period. Means what? It will be equivalent to a average load coming on the station. Okay, and maximum demand means what? For a given time period, which is the largest of value that will come on the supply system. That is nothing but the same. Okay, means what? If we know the generated units and maximum demand of that particular power plant, we can easily find out the load factor. If we know the load factor of that particular power plant and maximum demand of that particular power plant for a particular time period, we can easily find out the number of generated units, okay. Means what? For a suppose hydroelectric power plant working um, on maximum demand of suppose 80 watt, and load factor is suppose 50%. Means what? If we take the multiplication of these two terms, means what? Load factor in 50% means what? 0.5 into 80 means what? So we will get the 0.5 into 80 means what? Near about 40 number of units generated for the given time period is what? 40 units, okay. So daily average load means what? If we taken the time period of 24 hours, then that type of load is nothing but the daily average load, okay. So daily average load can be found by like this: generated units in a kilowatt per day in divided by 24, okay. Suppose a hydroelectric power plant having their generation, suppose 80 uh, okay, 800 kilowatt hour, okay. They are going to generate the number of units 800 kilowatt hour per day, okay, divided by 24 means what? We will get the daily average load, okay. Monthly average load similarly we will get, yearly also directly we will get by dividing the 365 into 24 hours, okay. Means what? Average load is nothing but what? Kilowatt energy consumed by the per unit or per hour, that is nothing but the average load, okay. So diversity factor, as I said earlier, diversity factor is what? It is the sum of individual maximum demand to the maximum demand of power system, okay. So uh, maximum demand means what? For the entire colony we have to consider, okay. So it is very important, we have to consider it, okay. So see over here, the diversity factor also can be defined like this: it is the ratio of sum of individual maximum demand to the maximum demand of power system, okay. We have seen this one, okay. Then plant use factor or utilization factor, okay. So it is the ratio of station output in kilowatt hour divided by plant capacity into hours of use, okay. Station output, suppose we have a hydroelectric power plant, it will be going to generate the 80 uh, kilowatt per hour divided by plant capacity, suppose we can say that 50 megawatt, or 50 into 10 to the power of 3 kilowatt into hours of use, it will be used for the suppose 18 hours, we can directly gain the plant use factor, okay. Demand factor, as we know that demand factor is what? It is the maximum demand to the connected load, it is the easy, nothing into that. Okay, we can easily get. Okay, so plant capacity factor, plant capacity factor from the plant use factor we can find out it. Okay, plant capacity factor is what? Energy that is produced. Okay, maximum energy that can be produced. Okay, plant capacity factor means what? It is the ratio of the total amount of energy and that is produced by that particular power plant to the maximum energy that can be produced by the that power plant. Okay, means what? The total amount of energy produced by that particular power plant to the it is the ratio of total amount of energy produced in that produced by that power plant and to the it is maximum energy that can be produced by that power station or the power plant. Yes or no? So it is the plant capacity factor. Okay, plant capacity factor also can be defined as average demand to the plant capacity. Okay, plant capacity factor may be defined like this: average demand to the plant capacity. Okay, reserve capacity, it is equal to what? Plant capacity minus maximum demand. Okay, remember this point. Reserve capacity is equal to what? Plant capacity minus maximum demand. Okay, so remember these are the very useful formulas. Okay, while solving the numericals and all, while attending the competitive exam like MSCB and NTPC exams. Okay, so various state PSUs and government PSU is going to ask the various question on this one. Okay, so remember this part, it is very important while attending the state PSUs and also the government PSUs. Okay, or government exam. So we will see the next part, the load curve. Okay, so what is meant by the load curve? So load curve, it is a very important terms used in a electrical power system. Okay, load curve means what? Load curve or chronological curve is the graphical representation of a load in a proper time sequence and the time in hours. Okay, it shows the variation of load on the power station. So remember this point, the load curve is can be known as a chronological curve. Okay, so load curve, it will use the idea about the load uh, coming on the station for a particular time period. Okay, means what? um, Load curve, it is the plot of load on y-axis in megawatt and uh, time in hours on x-axis. Okay, means what? The variation of load coming on the station with respect to time can be found by using the load curve. Okay, by observing the load curve we will get the idea in which time period which particular load will coming on the station, and so the load curve, it will having the so much significance while scheduling the generating station. Okay, when the load curve is plotted for 24 hours, and that is nothing but a day, then it is called as a daily load curve. If the 1 year is considered, then it is called as annual load curve. Okay, if the one month is considered, then it is called it as a monthly load curve. Okay, so the load curve of the power system is not the same for all the day. Okay, it is differs from the day to day and session to session. Why? Because means what? Load coming on the supply system or the generating station is different for a different time interval. Okay, means what? Load coming on this station or a power plant is continuously varied with respect to time. Okay, means what? Load is going to change with the time period. Okay, so the load curve is mainly classified into two types. Okay, summer load curve and winter load curve. Okay, summer load curve and winter load curve. If we see this plot, we will get the detailed idea about the load curve. Okay, so see over here, this is the y-axis and this is the x-axis. Okay, so as for the definition of the load curve or the chronological curve, we have to uh, note the load which is in megawatt, which is plotted against the y-axis, and time of use of that particular load, or time for which that particular load is coming on the station or a plant is plotted against the x-axis, okay, which is measured in hour. Okay, so see over here, the graph is started for the 0 and it will be end for the 24, means what, it is the daily load curve. Okay, so see over here, this is the variation of the load on the station with respect to time. So first of all, if we plot this load curve from the 12 midnight to another 12 midnight, okay, means for the one complete day. Okay, so at the 12 midnight, this is the somewhat load on the station. We can say that some watt value will be there for the at 12 midnight. Okay, it is the minimum load coming on the station. Okay, so see over here, up to the morning, we can say that up to the 6 a.m. there is a load on the station. It is the small, okay, or lowest load on the power plant. Okay, such as small or minimum load coming on the station is nothing but the base load. Okay, base load. So base load will become on the generating station during the offload period. Okay, during the offload period. So remember this point, the base load on the power station will come during the offload period. Okay, so from 9 a.m. morning to the uh, evening 4 to 5 p.m. Okay, see over here, from 9 a.m. there is a increase in the load because of all the offices will be going to start, all the companies and various commercial buildings, hospitals, malls, school, colleges are open. That's why the sudden increase in the load. Okay, at we can say that at 12 p.m. or at afternoon, okay, the minimum load will become on the station uh, above the base load. Okay, so at 12 there is a recess will be there, lunch break is there, that's why the load will drops down. Okay, so once the lunch is over, then again suddenly increase in the load on the power plant. Okay, so the maximum point will be observed over here, so the corresponding load will be over here. Okay, so this peak point on the load curve is nothing but what, the peak load. Okay, peak point, we can say that it is the peak point. Okay, so after the peak point means what, whenever the time is 3 p.m. or 4 p.m., there is a small decrease in the load. Okay, whenever the uh, after the 3 p.m. or 4 p.m., the load on the station gradually going to decrease because of the offices, school, colleges, hospitals may be shut down. Okay, or gradually their load is going to reduced. Okay, so see over here, from this to this. Okay, from this to this, there is a peak load will be observed on the power plant. So this is nothing but what, peak load period. Okay, peak load period, we can say that during the peak load period, the power plant will be going to observe a highest load on the plant. Okay, so after the 5 p.m., all the offices, school, colleges, small commercial buildings, hospitals are shut down, or okay, it will be closed, means what, their load will gradually decreases. Okay, from 6 p.m. it will be small increase. Okay, so this time will be increased because of street lighting will be going to on. Okay, so gradually all the commercial buildings like malls, theaters, hotels, restaurants going to shut down or closed, so the load on the power plant gradually decreases. Okay, after the 12 midnight it will be um, once it will becomes a lowest value on the plant. Okay, so remember this point, this is the load curve. Okay, while studying the economic aspect of electrical power system, we have to consider the load curve. Okay, so importance of load curve. Okay, so importance of load curve, means what? The significance of load curve, okay? Or indirectly load curve going to decide the what is the importance or what is the significance of load curve, okay? So see over here, the daily load curve gives the information of load on the power station during different running hours of the day. As I said earlier, the load curve, it is the plot of load coming on the station with respect to time for which that particular load is coming on the station, okay? So from the load curve we will get the idea for which time period particular load will come on the station. Means what? We can guess the what amount of load will come for the different time interval, okay? So the number of units generation per day is found from the area under the daily load curve, okay? So if we found that the area under the load curve is nothing but the total load coming on the plant for the given time period, okay? If it is daily means what? 24 hour, okay? So the total area under the load curve for the 24 hours, it will give you the total load come on the station for the 24 hours. Similarly, if we draw the load curve for the generating plant, it is will give you idea of how much amount of energy or number of units generation for the particular time period, okay? So it is helpful to decide the number of units generated per day or for a given time period, okay? So this is the second importance or second significance of the load curve. Then third one, average load is found from the load curve. Yes or no? If we found out the area under the load curve and it will be divided with the 24-hour or the total time period for which that particular load is calculated, if we divide that you will get the average load, okay? While solving the numericals on the load factor and the demand factor, we can take the help of load curve, okay? Means what? From the load curve we can find out the average load. Once we know the average load, we can easily find out the load factor, okay? So area under the load curve gives the average load. If it is divided with 20 particular time period, means what? We will get the average load, okay? Once we know the average load, we can easily find out the demand factor, we can easily find out the load factor. So average load is equal to what? Area in kilowatt hour under daily load curve divided by 24 hours. If it is drawn for a day, means what? We have to divide with 24. If it is drawn for the 30 days or month, if it should be divided with 30 into 24. If it is drawn for the 1 year or annual load curve, it should be 365 into 24, okay? So simple, we have to remember this point, okay? Next significance or importance of load curve: the maximum demand of the station on that day is found from the highest point of the daily load curve. Yes or no? If we observe the load curve, we will get the idea maximum demand of the station as well as base load on the station. Yes or no? So the maximum demand of the station can be decided. uh, Variation of load coming on the station can be decided. Base load coming on the station can be decided. Means what? By observing the load curve, we can guess for which time period the maximum load will come on the station or maximum demand is observed, will be observed. Also we will guess, okay? And also we will guess the minimum load coming on the station for which time period we can guess, okay? And next importance or significance is what? The size and number of generating units can be determined from the load curve. If we able to determine the average load or our load coming on the station, we can directly guess about what amount of electrical energy should be generated, okay? If we know the average load coming on the station, we can easily guess the how much amount of electrical energy that should be generated which will be helpful to meet the load. Okay, means what? Number of generating units can be determined. Okay, if we once we clear the what amount of or which number, how much amount of electrical energy that should be generated, means what? Directly we can decide the number of generating units that should be come in working position or working condition. Means what? The size and number of units we can decide from the load curve. Okay, so this load curve helps to determine the operation schedule of the station. Means what? If we know the what amount of load will come on the station for what amount of what time period, means what? We can easily determine the operation schedule. If we know, means what? Which time period, which amount of or how much amount of load will come on the station, we can easily decide the number of units required in working condition. Okay, how much amount of electrical energy that should be generated, also we can guess. Okay, means what? By knowing the load curve of that particular system or the area or a colony or a particular industry, we can easily schedule the generating units which is installed in a power plant. Okay, in that case, when all the units are, the less units needs to be run is found. Means what? By knowing the load curve, we can easily guess the when all the units or less unit needs to be running or working condition we can found from the load curve. Okay, so information obtained from load curve and the significance of load curve is same, but we will keep one focus on this one or one uh, view on this one also. Load duration curve determines the load variation during the different hours of the day. Okay, load duration curve determine the load variation during the different hours of the day. Means what? If it is done for the day, we can easily find out the variation of load for the different time intervals. Or okay, it indicates the peak load which determines the maximum demand on the power station. Okay, peak period, if we know, means what? We can easily decide the maximum demand period. Okay, the area under the load curve gives the total energy generated in the period under consideration. Okay, area under the load curve gives the total energy generated in kilowatt hour for the given time period. Also we can guess. Okay, the area under the curve divided by the total number of hours gives the average load. As I said earlier, if we know the total area enclosed by that load curve and if it is divided by the total time period, then we can easily find out the average load. Okay, so the ratio of area under the load curve of the total area of the rectangle in which it is contained gives the load factor. Okay, if we know the average load and maximum demand, we can easily find out the load factor. Okay, from the load curve we can easily find the average load as well as maximum demand. So by observing the load curve, we can easily find out the load factor of that particular industry or company or colony, or we can say that consumer. Okay, in ideal load curve is flat, but practically it is a far from the flat. For a flat load curve, the load factor will be higher load factor means the more uniform load pattern with fewer variation in load. Generally load factor should be flat, but it not like this because of load variation will taking place with respect to time. Okay, whenever the time changes, load on the station will changes. Means what? For different time interval, the load on the station will be different, so won't be a flat. Okay, so load factor will be higher for the flat load curve, but it is not possible. Okay, so it is always lesser than that of the one. So remember this point, load factor is always less than 1 or sometimes it may be equal to 1. So remember this point, this is a very important point. Okay, so today we will stop over here. Okay, okay, thank you. So today we will stop here over here. Okay, thank you.